Historians, welcome to the channel. This is it, part 4 of our series on the life of Joseph. Let's get started because we have a huge story to tell.
In the last episode, we left Joseph in the throne room with Pharaoh. Joseph was interpreting Pharaoh's dream and giving him a suggestion about how to proceed regarding the upcoming famine. Joseph's proposal pleased Pharaoh and all his servants.
Can we find a man like this in whom is the Spirit of God? Since God has shown you all this, there is none so discerning and wise as you are. You shall be over my house, and all my people shall order themselves as you command. Only as regards the throne will I be greater than you. See, I have set you over all the land of Egypt. I am Pharaoh, and without your consent, no one shall lift up hand or foot in all the land of Egypt.
Pharaoh took his signet ring from his hand and put it on Joseph's hand and clothed him in garments of fine linen and put a gold chain about his neck. And he made him ride in his second chariot, and they told the people to kneel to Joseph when he came before them. And Pharaoh called Joseph's name Zaphenath-Paneah, and he gave him in marriage Asenath, the daughter of Potiphera, the priest of On.
I know you will rule well. Goodbye, Pharaoh. Oh my God.
Joseph was 30 years old when he entered the service of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. And Joseph went out from the presence of Pharaoh and went through all the land of Egypt to prepare the people for the coming famine. During the 7 plentiful years, the earth produced abundantly, and Joseph gathered up all the food for 7 years. He stored all the food from the fields near each city and placed the food in storehouses in each city. There was so much grain stored, they stopped measuring how much because it was impossible to measure.
Before the year of famine came, Joseph and his wife Asenath had 2 sons. The firstborn named Manasseh, and his second son he named Ephraim. Joseph said to himself,
God has made me forget all my hardship and all my father's house, and God has made me fruitful in the land of my affliction.
The 7 years of plenty that occurred in the land of Egypt came to an end, and the 7 years of famine began to come. As Joseph had said, there was famine in all lands, but in all the land of Egypt there was bread. When all the land of Egypt was famished, the people cried to Pharaoh for bread, and Pharaoh said to them,
Tell the people to go to Joseph. What he says to you, do it.
So, when the famine had spread over all the land, Joseph opened all the storehouses and sold to the Egyptians, for the famine was severe in the land of Egypt. Moreover, all the earth came to Egypt to Joseph to buy grain, because the famine was severe over all the earth.
Jacob learned that there was grain for sale in Egypt, and he told his sons to go down to Egypt to purchase grain and bring it back home. 10 of Joseph's brothers were sent to Egypt. Benjamin, the youngest, remained home with his father Jacob. So, the sons of Israel traveled to Egypt along with many others because the famine had reached Canaan too. Joseph was governor over the land. He was the one who sold grain to all the people. Joseph's brothers came and bowed to him. Joseph saw his brothers and recognized them, but they did not recognize him. Joseph remembered the dreams he had of his brothers bowing to him. He treated them like strangers and spoke roughly to them.
Where do you come from?
From the land of Canaan to buy food.
You are spies. You have come to see the nakedness of the land.
No, my lord, your servants have come to buy food. We are all sons of one man. We are honest men. Your servants have never been spies.
No, it is the nakedness of the land that you have come to see.
We, your servants, are 12 brothers, the sons of one man in the land of Canaan. And behold, the youngest is this day with our father, and one is no more.
It is as I said to you, you are spies. By this you shall be tested. By the life of Pharaoh, you shall not go from this place unless your youngest brother comes here. Send one of you, and let him bring your brother while you remain confined, that your words may be tested, whether there is truth in you. Or else, by the life of Pharaoh, Surely you are spies.
He seized his brothers and put them all in custody for 3 days, and on the third day they were brought before Joseph.
Do this and you will live, for I fear God. If you are honest men, let one of your brothers remain confined where you are in custody. And let the rest go and carry grain for the famine of your households, and bring your youngest brother to me. So your words will be verified, and you shall not die.
They talked amongst themselves and determined their own guilt for what they had done to Joseph, as he begged them not to harm him or sell him to the traders.
Did I not tell you not to sin against the boy? But you did not listen. So now there comes a reckoning for his blood.
Joseph heard them talking, and he seized Simeon from them and bound him before their eyes. Then Joseph gave orders to fill their bags with grain and to return the money they paid for the grain. He also gave them provisions for their journey home. And so they departed Egypt, and when they stopped to rest at a lodging place, one of the brothers noticed their money had been returned in the grain bag.
My money was returned to me in my grain bag.
They arrived home and told their father everything that happened in Egypt. As they emptied their sacks, every man's bundle of money was in his sack. And when they and their father saw their bundles of money, they were afraid.
You have bereaved me of my children. Joseph is no more, and Simeon is no more, and now you would take Benjamin. All this has come against me.
Kill my 2 sons if I do not bring him back to you. Put him in my hands, and I will bring Benjamin back to you.
My son shall not go down with you, for his brother is dead, and he is the only one left. If harm should happen to him on the journey that you are to make, I would die.
The famine was severe in the land, and Jacob's family had eaten the grain the brothers had brought back from Egypt.
Go again, buy us a little food.
The man solemnly warned us, saying, You shall not see my face unless your brother is with you. If you will send our brother with us, we will go down and buy you food. But if you will not send him, we will not go down.
Why did you treat me so badly as to tell the man that you had another brother?
The man questioned us carefully about ourselves and our kindred, saying, Is your father still alive? Do you have another brother? What we told him was an answer to these questions. Could we in any way know that he would say, Bring your brother down?
Send the boy with me, and we will arise and go, that we may live and not die, both we and you and also our little ones. I will be a pledge of his safety. From my hand you shall require him. If I do not bring him back to you and set him before you, then let me bear the blame forever. If we had not delayed, we would now have returned twice.
If it must be so, then do this. Take some of the choice fruits of the land in your bags and carry a present down to the man, a little balm and a little honey, gum, myrrh, pistachio nuts and almonds. Take double the money with you. Carry back with you the money that was returned in the mouth of your sacks. Perhaps it was an oversight. Take also your brother and arise. Go again to the man. May God Almighty grant you mercy before the man, and may he send back your other brother and Benjamin. And as for me, if I am bereaved of my children, I am bereaved.
They took the gift, the money, and their brother Benjamin to Egypt. They stood before Joseph again, and when Joseph saw Benjamin with them, he told the steward of his house to prepare a meal for the men, because they were to dine with him at noon.
O my Lord, when we came down for the first time to buy food, we paid for the grain, but noticed on our journey home that our money had been returned to us. We do not know who put it in our grain sacks. We brought the money back and more money to buy more grain.
Peace to you. Do not be afraid. Your God and the God of your father has put treasure in your sacks for you, and I received your money.
The steward fed their donkeys and had a place prepared for the brothers to wash their feet. Joseph returned home and met with his brothers, and they gave him the gift.
Is your father well, the old man of whom you spoke? Is he still alive?
Your servant, our father, is well. He is still alive. Thank you for inquiring, my lord.
Is this your youngest brother of whom you spoke to me? God be gracious to you, my son.
Joseph was overcome with compassion for his brother, and he walked away to his chamber to weep. He washed his face and returned to his brothers.
Serve the food.
It is an abomination for Egyptians to eat with the Hebrews, so Joseph ate separately from his brothers. Servants brought food to the men from Joseph's table, but Benjamin was brought 5 times more than the others. The men looked at each other in amazement, and they ate and drank happily.
Fill the men's sacks with food, as much as they can carry, and put each man's money in the mouth of his sack. And put my cup, the silver cup, in the mouth of the sack of the youngest, with his money for the grain. In the morning, wait until they are a short distance from the city and then follow them. And when you catch up to them, say this: Why have you repaid evil for good? Is it not from this that my lord drinks? You have done evil in doing this.
You have stolen from my lord. Why have you repaid evil for good? Is it not from this that my lord drinks? You have done evil in doing this.
Why does my lord speak such words as these? Far be it from your servants to do such a thing. Behold, the money that we found in the mouths of our sacks we brought back to you from the land of Canaan. How then could we steal silver or gold from your lord's house? Whichever of your servants is found with it shall die, and we also will be my lord's servants.
Let it be as you say. He who is found with it shall be my lord's servant, and the rest of you shall be innocent.
So the steward searched the sacks and found the silver cup in Benjamin's sack. They all returned to Joseph's home to meet him. When Judah and his brothers came to Joseph's house, he was still there. They fell before him to the ground.
What deed is this that you have done? Do you not know that a man like me can indeed find out such things?
What shall we say to my lord? What shall we speak? Or how can we clear ourselves? God has found out the guilt of your servants. Behold, we are my lord's servants, both we and he also, in whose hand the cup has been found.
Far be it from me that I should do so. Only the man in whose hand the cup was found shall be my servant. But as for you, go up in peace to your father.
O my lord, please let your servant speak a word in my lord's ears, and let not your anger burn against your servant, for you are like Pharaoh himself. We told our father all that transpired during our last visit to Egypt, and with great hesitancy, he allowed our brother Benjamin to come to Egypt with us. My father is at a great loss of another son, and he would surely die if he lost Benjamin. We cannot return home without Benjamin. I gave a pledge of safety for the boy to come home. Please let me stay as your servant in place of the boy.
Make everyone go out from me.
Joseph wept so loudly that his servants heard it, and Pharaoh's whole house heard it.
Oh my God, Joseph.
I am Joseph. Is my father still alive? Come near to me, please. I am your brother Joseph, whom you sold into Egypt. And now do not be distressed or angry with yourselves because you sold me here, for God sent me before you to preserve life. For the famine has been in the land these 2 years, and there are yet 5 years in which there will be neither plowing nor harvest. And God sent me before you to preserve for you a remnant on earth, and to keep alive for you many survivors. So it was not you who sent me here, but God. He has made me a father to Pharaoh and lord of all his house and ruler over all the land of Egypt. Hurry and go up to my father and say to him, Thus says your son Joseph, God has made me lord of all Egypt. Come down to me, do not tarry. You shall dwell in the land of Goshen, and you shall be near me, you and your children and your children's children, and your flocks, your herds, and all that you have. There I will provide for you, for there are yet 5 years of famine to come, so that you and your household and all that you have do not come to poverty. And now your eyes see, and the eyes of my brother Benjamin see, that it is my mouth that speaks to you. You must tell my father of all my honor in Egypt and of all that you have seen. Hurry and bring my father down here."
When the report was heard in Pharaoh's house that Joseph's brothers have come, it pleased Pharaoh and his servants, and he sent for Joseph.
And you, Joseph, are commanded to say, "Do this. Take wagons from the land of Egypt for your little ones and for your wives, and bring our father, and come. Have no concern for your goods, for the best of all the land of Egypt is yours. Say to your brothers, 'Do this. Load your beasts and go back to the land of Canaan, and take your father and your households, and come to me, and I will give you the best of the land of Egypt, and you shall eat the fat of the land.'"
The sons of Israel did so, and Joseph gave them wagons, according to the command of Pharaoh, and gave them provisions for the journey and gifts for his father and brothers. Then he sent his brothers away, and as they departed, he said to them,
"May the Lord bless your journey. I love you all. Tell my father I love him and I will see him soon. Be safe and do not quarrel on the way."
So they went up out of Egypt and came to the land of Canaan to their father Jacob. They told him that Joseph was still alive and ruler over all of Egypt, but Israel's heart became numb, for he did not believe them. Once they told him the full story and showed him the gifts that Joseph had sent to carry him to Egypt, his spirit was revived.
It is enough. Joseph, my son, is still alive. I will go and see him before I die.
So Israel took his journey with all that he had and came to Beersheba and offered sacrifices to the God of his father Isaac.
Jacob, here I am. I am God, the God of your father. Do not be afraid to go down to Egypt, for there I will make you into a great nation. I myself will go down with you to Egypt, and I will also bring you up again, and Joseph's hand shall close your eyes.
Jacob set out from Beersheba and arrived in Egypt. Jacob sent Judah to meet with Joseph to discover the way to Goshen. When they arrived, Joseph set out on his chariot to meet his family.
Now let me die, since I have seen your face and know that you are still alive.
I will go up and tell Pharaoh, and will say to him, "My brothers and my father's household, who were in the land of Canaan, have come to me. And the men are shepherds, for they have been keepers of livestock, and they have brought their flocks and their herds and all that they have." When Pharaoh calls you and says, "What is your occupation?" you shall say, "Your servants have been keepers of livestock from our youth even until now, both we and our fathers. This is so that you may dwell in the land of Goshen, for every shepherd is an abomination to the Egyptians." My father and my brothers, with their flocks and herds and all that they possess, have come from the land of Canaan. They are now in the land of Goshen.
What is your occupation?
Your servants are shepherds, as our father was. We have come to sojourn in the land, for there is no pasture for your servants' flocks, for the famine is severe in the land of Canaan. And now, please let your servants dwell in the land of Goshen.
Your father and your brothers have come to you. The land of Egypt is before you. Settle your father and your brothers in the best of the land. Let them settle in the land of Goshen. And if you know any able men among them, put them in charge of my livestock. How many are the days of the years of your life?
The days of the years of my sojourning are 130 years. Few and evil have been the days of the years of my life.
Jacob blessed Pharaoh, and they left. Joseph settled his father and his brothers and gave them a possession in the land of Egypt, in the best of the land, in the land of Ramesses, as Pharaoh had commanded. Joseph provided his father, his brothers, and all his father's household with food. There were 5 years left to go in the famine, and the people of Egypt and Canaan spent all their money on grain. They came to Joseph for food.
"Give us food. Why should we die before your eyes? For our money is gone."
Give your livestock, and I will give you food in exchange for your livestock if your money is gone.
So, over the course of a year, the people sold all of their livestock to Joseph in exchange for food. With 4 years left to go in the famine, the people had no money and no livestock, and so they offered Joseph something else.
We will not hide from my lord that our money is all spent. The herds of livestock are my lord's. There is nothing left in the sight of my lord but our bodies and our land.
So Joseph bought all the land of Egypt for Pharaoh, for all the Egyptians sold their fields, because the famine was difficult to bear. The land became Pharaoh's. As for the people, he made servants of them from one end of Egypt to the other. Only the land of the priests he did not buy, for the priests lived on the allowance of the Pharaoh.
Behold, I have this day bought you and your land for Pharaoh. Now here is seed for you, and you shall sow the land. And at the harvests you shall give a fifth to Pharaoh, and 4/5 shall be your own, as seed for the field, and as food for yourselves and your households, and as food for your little ones.
You have saved our lives. May it please my Lord, we will be servants to Pharaoh.
While everyone else was losing their wealth and possessions, the nation of Israel gained possessions in Egypt and were fruitful and multiplied greatly. And Jacob lived in the land of Egypt 17 years, and the years of his life were 147 years. And when the time drew near that Israel must die, he sent for his son Joseph. Jacob made a request of Joseph to take him to the land of Canaan and bury him with his forefathers in the field of Machpelah, where he buried Leah.
I will do as you have said. I swear, Father.
After some time had passed, he was told that his father was ill, and he took his sons Manasseh and Ephraim to see Jacob, and Jacob blessed them with an inheritance, as if they were his own sons. Jacob then called upon the rest of his sons to give them their inheritance for the future, and then he breathed his last breath. Joseph wept for his father and kissed him.
If now I have found favor in your eyes, please hear me, Pharaoh. My father made me swear to bury him in the land of his forefathers. Now therefore let me please go up and bury my father. Then I will return.
Go up and bury your father as he made you swear.
So Joseph went up to bury his father, and a great company from Egypt went with him. The sons of Israel carried him to the land of Canaan and buried him in the cave of the field at Machpelah, to the east of Mamre.
It may be that Joseph will hate us and pay us back for all the evil that we did to him.
Your father gave this command before he died. Say to Joseph, please forgive the transgression of your brothers and their sin, because they did evil to you. And now, please forgive the transgression of the servants of the God of your father.
Behold, we are your servants.
Do not fear, for am I in the place of God? As for you, you meant evil against me, but God meant it for good, to bring it about that many people should be kept alive as they are today. So do not fear. I will provide for you.
So Joseph remained in Egypt, he and his father's house. Joseph lived 110 years, and Joseph saw Ephraim's children of the third generation. The children also of Machir, the son of Manasseh, were counted as Joseph's own.
Joseph, Joseph.
Here I am.
Hey guys, I know you're having fun, but it's time to go meet Zoe at the podcast studio.
Historians, welcome back. Jason and Ethan, thank you so much for doing this 4-part series. Jason, I appreciate you taking on the role as our chief storyteller.
Thanks, Zoe. I'm glad I can help others learn about his story.
So, 4 parts. Joseph went through so much, and there is so much to learn, but what do you think is the most important?
This was an awesome story filled with twists and turns, but if I could leave the historians with one major lesson, it's this. There is a scripture in Proverbs 18:16 that says, "A man's gift makes room for him and brings him before great men." Joseph was so talented. He understood strategy, embodied leadership, and he was not afraid to speak up. But what I learned is none of those gifts are what brought him before Pharaoh.
Wait, what do you mean? He was an interpreter of dreams. Is that the gift you are talking about?
Yes, he was an interpreter of dreams, but that was not the gift that brought him before Pharaoh. According to Colossians 3:23, we do our work for the Lord, not for men. So God is the only one that could have truly rewarded Joseph for his work. God elevated Joseph because his greatest gift was humility before what seemed like impossible circumstances. Joseph was betrayed by his brothers, sold as a slave, falsely accused, thrown into prison, and then forgotten about. And even though he was elevated to what amounts to a king of Egypt, he was still a servant for the rest of his life under Pharaoh's rule. Through all of that, he still humbled himself before God. He did not blame God for his situation, and then he forgave his brothers. Joseph said it best in Genesis 50:20, "You meant evil against me, but God meant it for good."
Humility is the gift we need. And just so you know, historians, humility is having freedom from poor behavior, pride, and thinking that we are better than other people. Wow, Jason, what a lesson. Historians, we will see you next Sunday for another amazing story from God's point of view. Look for Jason at the start of our videos going forward. You don't want to miss it. Great! Thank you. So, how was the carnival? I'm headed there now.